Good morning, everybody. It's Wednesday, I think. Yeah, I think it's Wednesday. And I am going to make this Italian ground pork and ground beef to meatballs. Last night we didn't have spaghetti like I planned, but we are tonight. Last night we did those fish witches, those copycat McDonald's filet of fish, because I wanted to get rid of the buns before they went south. You know, the buns on the counter in the warm, they don't last that long. So we were able to do that and had that with French fries and grapes. So tonight it's going to be spaghetti with these meatballs, and I'm going to serve the Caesar salad with that. Let's see, I've just got that here, and so I've got some gloves on, and I'm going to sprinkle in some onion powder, salt, pepper, and Italian herbs, because this is herbed and wonderful, but this is kind of plain Jane. Okay, so I've got the seasoning sprinkled on. I don't want to put too much, and I'm going to only use half of this, and I'm going to freeze in meatball shape. Freeze half of them for another meal later. I'm going to also add mushrooms, sliced mushrooms to the mix. The guys like whole mushrooms better, not the great big ones, but whole mushrooms better. They really dig that, but I didn't buy those this time. The sliced ones themselves were super expensive. They're fresh, they're not canned. So let's see. I wanted to say my name is Kendra because I forgot. And if you're new here, I do just a whole lot of different stuff. I do organizing, cooking, baking, decorating, and that kind of thing. And you couldn't tell from this mess here, but yeah, I do like to do that. Today I'm working on getting my spring and summer stuff put way in the back and bringing forward in my garage the autumn and winter stuff for decorating. And anyway, if you like this kind of thing, I hope that you'll consider sticking around and seeing some more videos. And if you then still like it here, maybe you consider subscribing. And I always leave a comment because I love to chat and meet new people. And if you're not new, welcome, friends. I love you all for that. Come back and comment all the time. And I've gotten to know you all. I feel like you're nearby. You're friends that I would see every day. I love that. So I'm going to get busy on fixing up these meatballs. Oh, I'm not going to fry them up. I'm going to put them on a baking pan and broil up, well, maybe not broil, but high heat, 425 maybe. And that way they'll keep their shape. For me, that works better than for keeping shape with, with frying them in a frying pan. For me, they seem to get misshapen. I thought about putting the sauce and the meatballs in the slow cooker, and when they're done, and then they can just take the pasta and put it on top. I might do that. I don't know. It'll stay warm all day that way. And as they roll in, oh, you should know if you're new here, I've got 5 adults in the house, 4 males and myself, all adults. I've got sons. I've got 5 children altogether, but 2 of them are with their own families and live elsewhere. And the 3 that are babies are 22, 23, and 25 now. And so they all work full time, but they work differing hours. And so that's that. I'm going to get busy on these and get them on a sheet pan. Hi everybody, I'm going to go ahead and make these meatballs. After I mixed all of the salt, pepper, Italian seasoning, and onion powder in here, and I was ready to do it, I realized I didn't do garlic. So I got it back and got some garlic out of the fridge, and so now it's got garlic in it too, chopped garlic. The kind that comes out of the jar. I didn't chop garlic myself. So I'm going to use one of my cookie baller things here to shape them all the same. And I've got some pearl mozzarella here that I'm going to stick in the middle of each one. I've not done that in forever. And I can't remember what the outcome was, whether they could tell or did it just melt completely away. We shall see. So I didn't wear gloves for this, but I did wash my hands real well. I wore gloves while I was mixing it because I didn't want it all up in my nails, and stuff like that. Blah. So, here we go. My daughter is working from home today because her daughter is not feeling well. She just got some anxiety over school starting, and she's real sensitive to things that are different. So she stayed home. And so I'm doing my thing. I've got the house all open, because it's really nice outside today. It's maybe 65 degrees. and there's only a little bit of smoke left in the sky. I'm going to try to put a picture up for you guys to see, maybe right after this part, and it'll say, it'll show you what the sun looked like. Somebody else took this picture, I didn't. So anyway, my daughter calls me, she didn't call me, she sent me a text, and the text was from the sheriff's office in Olalla, and it said, there is an armed man, an armed, I don't know what they didn't call, yeah, I guess they did call him a male, and it said he's running from residence to residence, yard to yard, and we're on it. At that point, I did you should have seen it. I looked like, well, you're probably too young to remember, but there used to be a commercial with a guy running through an airport because he was late for a flight. It was a rental car commercial, I guess, and he was actually a football player who later got convicted of murdering his wife and no, he didn't go to prison for that. He went to prison for something else. You guys know who I'm talking about. Anyway, I ran through the house like that, closing every door and window I could find. I thought about waking up one of the boys. One of the boys is here. The other two are gone. The one that is awake, works tonight. He's in his room. I think he's going to get up any minute. Anyway, I was going to tell him, and then just before I did, I called my daughter and I said, if you got something that important to tell me, don't send me a text. You know I hardly ever look at my texts. Call me if there's a crazed, armed individual running through, everywhere. So she goes, okay, well, there's an update now. And it says that they know who he is and it's okay. Whatever. So all the windows are closed except for the ones that I'm looking at right now. And I'm already thinking in my head, what am I going to do if a stranger comes up on the porch? I'd hate to run off the UPS guy. I always tell my kids, if you're out there in the driveway leading up to the house and you are washing your car or something and blocking that driveway, you do everything but curtsy to those delivery people because I can't not get my packages. I've heard where people have got, like a dog or a mean person that lives in the house and they go, well, you can pick up your packages from now on. So I go, you guys be nice. Anyway, I'm babbling. I wonder what everybody else is up to today. It's hump day, right? It's Wednesday. That's middle of the week. I get to go somewhere tomorrow. I mean, that's the plan. We'll see. We do a monthly, I've talked about this before, we do a monthly lunch with the ladies. And so I think only 4 of us are going to get to go tomorrow because the others had plans. But there's a new place that we're going to try, and we're excited about it. Well, we're excited to try it. I'm not excited about the restaurant. But they do serve brunch, and we go early lunch, late breakfast, just to try to beat the, working people's lunch hour and, stay out of that mess, because none of us are working. Anyway, and get our seats and everything and our orders before that mess starts, that big, lots of people. Can you guys see me doing this? I'm going to do a close-up. Anyway, it used to be, okay, in the beginning it was a church. And you can clearly tell it's a church. I mean, it's got the, stained glass windows still. It's got a steeple and all of that. Well, then it closed, as churches do seem to do sometimes. Anyway, it closed and it became a bridal shop. My brother's bride got her bridal gown there. Anyway. So, that was open like that for years and years, and Millie, who owned it, I guess she might have gotten old and she retired and she sold it, and then it was called Homemade Cafe. Well, Homemade Cafe is nice, and it went on for years, and COVID about shot it down, because nobody wants to work anymore, and they just couldn't run a full-time restaurant. All the ingredients you want to buy are expensive and stuff like that. So I'm going to show you one. So I take the meatball, I make a circle, I make a hole with my finger, I stuff that pearl in there. They're called exactly that, mozzarella pearls. And then I'm going to close it up and put it down. It may not work. I'm telling you, this is totally an experiment. I'm using non-stick foil on my cookie sheet. And anyway, so now they had, well, it was closed, you know, Homemade Cafe closed. And I'm going to finish this up and then let you go. So, Homemade Cafe closed, and it was closed for months and months and months, and everybody was saying, you know, it's a good thing because it had really gone downhill and like that. Well, now they opened it and they called it a bar. And it, I mean, I thought, but it was a church and now it's a bar, and maybe it's just the Southern Baptist in me, but it's kind of, I don't know. Anywho, so I guess nobody came and not enough people came. I'm not sure how that worked. So now, and they're calling it Holy Water, and so now they're doing brunches. And I said, all right, you know, I'll try that. I'm going to let you go. I am really babbling today. When I get done, I'll show you the end result. I'll stick them in the oven, and then you'll see what they look like when they do come out. All right, now I got to touch the camera. Goodbye, my friends. I will be back. That won't work. I'm in the stove, 425. I don't know if this will be enough to put some away or not, but they may eat them all. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get them in the stove, and then I'm going to chop up some peppers and some onions and things like that to try to doctor up this canned sauce. And then that'll be that. I'll put it all in the slow cooker for the day. There they are. They're all done. And, you know, sausage and ground beef are going to make some grease. So I'm taking them off the pan here and moving them over to a paper plate just to drain a little bit. And then I will put them in the sauce and put them on low in the slow cooker. I wanted to share that some of them, well, like this one right here, lost its mind and drained a little bit of cheese out. But most of them are intact. They held onto their cheese, so that's good. I did eat a couple of ugly ones, and I can tell you that they're way better than they look. In fact, I love them. I'm going to eat a couple of them more. So I'll just keep on doing this and get it taken care of. They're completely cool now. Well, not, I wouldn't say completely cool. They're warm enough that I could pick them up with my fingers if I wanted to, but I'm not going to. And I'll get this all done and show you when they're in the sauce. What I did for the sauce was 2 cans of the Hunt's Traditional and 1 big can of crushed tomatoes. And then I added a whole bunch more spices to it, like garlic, onion, and more Italian seasoning. And so here this is. I'm just going to put it on low. It'll be fine. Or warm even, because it's already, now I'll put it on low for a little while. I don't want to melt those in case it happens, you know. I think they'll be fine now, though, the meatballs. Got my salad put together here. It's the ultimate salad kit, it says. 15 ounces value size. Well, it's supposed to best by $9.21, and it already has a lot of brown in it. I took a bunch of the brown out. I added tomatoes and lettuce that I already had in my fridge that was cut up, but that I had used for the enchiladas. So, you know, this makes enough salad now, but I wouldn't call it premium or ultimate. It's all right. I don't, yeah. Anyway, here it is, and I saved the breadcrumbs and the that it came with, and the, what are these? Well, that's the dressing, and I have some more in the refrigerator that's in a bottle. And I'll cover this with plastic wrap and stick it in the fridge for dinner. Hey, before you go on to see the end of this video, if you remember and you want to, consider hitting that bell icon. I love it when new people get on board and I get to meet you and everything. And if you hit the bell icon, you will be, you'll get like a little alert when you come on YouTube that there's a new video here, if you want. I hate to be pushy. Not breadcrumbs. Croutons, and I have more of these in my cupboard too I can use because that's all right, not enough. Whoops, forgot the mushrooms. They're in there now too. Okay, I think we're go now. Okay, so I was select low and give it 30 minutes. Check it. Oh yeah, turn it off. Select low. And then give it 30 minutes and then walk away, Kenner. You don't have to do anything else. Okay, that's that. The one that I said was going to wake up any minute did wake up. He took off on his motorcycle. He said the next time it was a crazy person, I should wake him up. So anyway, he'll be back later. And like I said, it turned out to be a known person, and it wasn't as scary as it all sounded. And I hate to make it sound like I live in a terrible area, because really this is small town USA here. It's not that bad. We have, you know, like a lot of places nowadays, kind of a homeless population that live in different areas. Not here where I am, but in other places, you know, like parks and stuff like that. But it's really few and far between for a major crime. But the reason everybody's nervous is because we did have a major crime last month. So anyway, I'm going to get the Texas toast thought about here. What time? I guess I'll wait. When I put on the spaghetti, I'll put on the Texas toast. Yeah, because that way it'll be warm and fresh. Okay, that's that. If you like this kind of thing, I know it's a short video and it's just spaghetti and it's not that big a deal, but it's what I got today. Maybe somebody was entertained. Have a great Wednesday. I will talk to y'all Thursday.